Welcome to another exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man.
Hello everybody, welcome to this exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man. So on our table, we have a Cut-Rite 1429. It's 57.5 by 112 inches long. So the old cut mat that I used to have was a 4x8 from a previous table we had, and it was probably 8 years old. So I don't like let me show you the layers of the table. So on the table, it has a piece of tempered glass, and then they give you this like clear rubber mat, and it's god awful because everything sticks to it. So what I did is I went and I ordered a new cut mat. I got it from a company called Gremco. We used to deal with a company called Denko. They got bought out by Tubalite Denko, or they got bought out by Tubalite, became Tubalite Denko, and now they became Gremco. It's still basically all the same guys working there, just, you know, things happen. So what I did is I bought the new cut mat, and it's I could only get it in a 5x10, I think it was. So it was too big for my table, and I had to cut it down. Let me tell you, cutting those down is not easy. I kind of figured out, I thought, well, I'll just score it with the razor blade, bend it, and I just ended up cutting the width ways, because that was the shortest ways. Kept cutting with the razor blade, and finally got it through. And I thought, there's no way, because it was tough to bend over, you know, on the crease. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to do that long side. So I thought, well, I can't use this electric saw or anything, because what happens when you use the saws on these things is they heat up, and it kind of melts the plastic as you go along, and then you get all those little white fuzzy things that are getting all over your shop. So you'd have to drag it outside, try to cut it on the ground. Then this thing has got a lot of static in it, and it's going to pick up every little piece of dirt and dust out there. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? I laid it on my shop floor because it's carpeted. I just got a pair of metal snips, and I just, you know, painstakingly kept folding it over and cutting. Finally got through. It was pretty good. Like I said, the layers of this thing is, well, you can see my old rubber mat that I used to use that this table came with. It's horrible. I don't like it. This is tempered glass. You can't work on that. So they have this rubber mat, and I didn't like it, and it just was horrible. So I went back. I put my old mat over the top of it for a while, and it wasn't big enough because it was only 4x8. So I ordered the new mat, and it comes with the grid. You'll have to cut your grid down. It's kind of a plastic, so you got to be careful with it, a hard plastic. You got to be careful you don't bend it and snap it and break it. So it's got little 1-inch grids, and then I just laid this on the top of it, and it comes in a box, you know, maybe a foot by foot, and it's all rolled up. It's pretty heavy. I did it by myself, but if I ever do it again, I'll get an extra guy to help me do it. It's just hard to maneuver. So my table is lit. Right now I have the light on, and you can see the little 1-inch grids in here. And there's that thing in the middle you're seeing. That thing you see in the middle, it's a rhinoceros. I don't know. This must be like a rhino cover, something, symbol for something. Anyways, so you got the grids in here, which kind of helps out quite a bit. You know, the 1-inch grids, you can measure a sign blank from the end down there, and it'll give you, you know, starting from the right here from 0 and down. And so on the front of the table, I just put some of that packing tape, the Scotch. I use a lot of this stuff when I join signs together and stuff. I get, you know, six rolls at a time. Use that. And it holds it in place so it doesn't slide around much. But the thing is really heavy, so it sits on the table. You're not going to have to worry about it sliding around or anything. But I did suggest probably just anchoring one end of it. And then what I did is once I had it on the top of it, I just went ahead, put my roller down, and I just rolled it out the distance. And it's good. It's the other table I found was too soft. It was when you're like when I was trying to put laminate over the top of it or something, it was just too soft and I didn't like it. And everything stuck to that thing really bad. I mean, horribly bad. This stuff doesn't stick very well. Your sheeting doesn't stick very well to it, which is good. It sticks, but not bad. So there's kind of a rough side and a smooth side. Put the smooth side down. Otherwise your stuff's going to be sliding all over the place. It'd be like trying to work on a skating rink. So the old tabletop I had, the cover I estimated about 8 years. So I figured this will be the last time I have to do this because I hope to retire in about less than 4 years. And so this will probably be the last time I have to replace this top. And you'll have to get used to the depth that you cut your sheetings with. You don't want to cut really hard through. You'll get used to on how much pressure you need to put on to cut various lengths or various widths of your sheeting. So it just, if you've been doing it any length of time like I have, you'll kind of know how hard you have to cut to get through it. Like I said, you don't want to cut real hard into this cut mat. It's supposed to be a self-healing cut mat, but it will leave some cut marks. And my old one had so many cuts, thousands of cuts, and it started peeling off little pieces of plastic, and it would get in the signs and just drive me nuts. But anyways, so if you're going to replace your mat, that's how you do it. And if you're wondering how you do it, just turn to the Sign Man. As always, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man. Filmed in the beautiful Napa Valley, Bob the Sign Man directs, produces and edits all of his own videos. To learn more about where Bob the Sign Man gets his materials and sign supplies, check out www.bobthesignman.com. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon.